morning, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? What's going on, traders? And happy Freaky Friday. It is Friday, November 11th, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm excited to be back. The one thing that I'm not excited about are these dang allergies, man. I tell you what, who else is in Florida right now, right, that deals with allergies the way it is, and that hurricane coming through completely messing you up, right? Is it just me? Or is it everybody? Because my goodness, my allergies are kicking my booty right now, guys. But that's besides the point, right? Good morning. Happy Friday. And most importantly, happy Veterans Day. To all of our veterans here inside of the community, anybody over on YouTube, again, happy Veterans Day. We appreciate your service, all that you've done, all the sacrifices you've made. We love you. We appreciate you. And we cannot thank you enough. Have an amazing day. And I want to make it even more amazing and watch you guys lock in some awesome profits in the market. So, ladies and gentlemen, inside the chat, go ahead and hit me with a big old Alpha Day Trading good morning. And then everybody over on YouTube right now at this point in time, hit me with a big old good morning as well. How we doing? How we feeling? Where are you guys tuning in from today over on YouTube? Michael, what's up? Good morning. How we doing on this awesome Friday? Hope you're doing just as good as me or better, that you're not dealing with the allergies. I hope. That'd be great, right? That'd be fantastic. So, but yeah, we're all set, guys. Ready to rock. When you get that little fuzzy fuzz going away here, every now and then it's so hit or miss. I need an entire light setup for this office just for the fuzzy behind my face. But we're all set, guys. We're going to crush it. We're going to make it happen. Sing Vic, yo, Jay, Scott, Alan, Trader Adam, Colt, Johnny, Steve, Skylar, Joey. What's good? What's going on, traders? Again, happy Friday. You guys ready to rock and roll? Are you guys ready to make it happen? Because I'm ready. I'm hoping for a big day today. That's it. I don't hope a lot when it comes to the stock market. I really don't hope at all. But I hope we have a great day today because I'm ready to rock and roll and I'm ready to lock in some profit. So what do we got going on this morning in penny stock land, right? Let's go ahead and get you guys prepared. Well, the only thing that we really have right now that we talked about right around 8 o'clock when we jumped on the mic is SNAL, right? So SNAL above the trend line, back above 350 would be a good long to these lower highs, right around 430. You got 450 and then 475 and then $5. Well, it took a while. It came down and bounced, came back down and bounced. It took a while, right? It took almost an hour for that to develop and really play on out. But it developed. It played on out. It never cracked the trend line, which made it a really good position there above the trend line, above 350 for that spike on back up. So SNAL looks decent right now at this point in time, and we definitely want to be watching the stock here when the market opens on up. If this stock can never break $5 today, you know, the sky's the limit, right? The sky is the limit. We're already above 281, which was yesterday's high a day, putting in a pre-market high of 475. So if we break 475, obviously $5 is the next toughest level of resistance for penny stocks. But breaking over 5, that could really open this stock up, right? To 875. To $10, right? It's Friday as well, and these stocks like to rip and run on Fridays, these newer IPO plays, right? So I really want to watch SNAL as the number one penny stock for today to see if we have that big time action and that amazing opportunity, okay? But I want to see it trading above $5, ideally, right? Because I know that over $5 is where this thing could really start to open on up. This is where traders can really start to move on in, and we see that big time volume in those big time spikes. So SNAL, ideally over $5, is when I'm really interested in maybe getting involved. Or we come back down towards around this trend line again, and we see the trend line is still holding the stock up as really nice support. So as long as we're above the trend line, I'm long biased, right? If we come back to the trend line, we look good with good price action, I may consider taking it long up to $5, right? But if we never get the entry back down around that trend line, let's say we never come back down close to it and we just proceed to break 5, I'm still interested over $5 as long as we hold 5 when the time comes. So SNAL, 350 support. Okay. Trend line support as well. So really we're watching the trend line as our main level of support. And we know that we have 475 and $5 top resistance. Okay. We're not in a breakout type of market, right? Stocks have been breaking out, but maybe 10 or 20% of them. The other 80% of breakouts have been failing. So we're not buying the initial breakout. We're going to wait for a breakout, let the stock prove itself, come back for a retest. Okay. That's what we were looking for yesterday on HUDI. HUDI was a great trade. HUDI would have been a fantastic opportunity. But I told you guys, we're not in a breakout market. We're not taking the breakout. We're not taking the breakout because, again, 90% of the time, they don't work. And if you would have taken those breakouts, you would have lost. We're looking for a break, prove itself, good volume, show that it's a strong breakout, let it come back for a retest. We see good price action, the breakout levels holding as support. Then we take it long. Then we have a nice low risk, high reward opportunity versus getting in over the breakout level and getting dumped on. Getting in over the breakout level and getting dumped on. The last thing I want to see you guys doing is getting long on SNAL if it starts to break above 5, right? The last thing I want to see you guys doing is the stock break above 5. You get long, it's an upper shadow, and then it just starts dumping on off, and you're going to lose money today. I don't want you guys losing money. I want you guys making money. So wait for the stock to break over 5, pull back, retest, hold as support, then look to make your entries with stops right below 5, and you got some great targets overhead. Keep it simple, be patient, do the right thing, right? But SNAL is definitely our number one, well, one of the top stocks we'll be watching right at the start of the day, guys. All right. Let's just go down our up gapper list. SOUN. No volume, nothing here. Way on the back burner. VS. Not a lot of volume. It was looking decent here in pre-market for the break on up. I took a small entry on it just to see if it was going to break on up. It didn't. I lost 132. It was a small paper cut. It was worth it. But then it just cracked below 428. And since then, it's kind of looked really bad. If you ask me, it looks really bad. There's just nothing here. So way on the back burner right now, guys. Way on the back burner. But watch it above this 350. Right? Watch it above 350 post-market bounce play level, 350 pre-market low. If we hold 350, you guys are good to go back up to those highs. Right? You can definitely see this thing rip back up towards around, I just call it 460 to play it safe. On a Friday, don't be greedy, 460. So if you see good price action here around 450 and it's holding on up and you like it and we have good volume and you're like, all right, there's good price action. I feel like an 80% probability 350 holds. Get in at 350, right? What's your target? 450 to 460. You got $1 away. You can risk 25 cents and that's a proper stop loss. 20, 30 cents on a trade like this is way too much, but it's great compared to the reward that you're looking to make. So that allows you to let it breathe if you still like it. So watch VS above 350. Let's see if it holds on up. And if so, we can definitely see buyers move back in and see a nice spike back up towards around 460. And then maybe $5. We'll have to see when that time comes. But looking for an entry, maybe around 350 if it looks good. At least back up to 450, 460. That's over $1 away. That alone is a great trade regardless of what happens after that. All right, so definitely going to be watching VS. And then last but not least, we have FSR. All right, so FSRD dumped on off, huge gap down, all the way down to 9 cents. And then what did we see yesterday? We saw a beautiful dead cat bounce. And I believe someone asked me about FSRD yesterday. What do you think about this stock hitting that support level and ripping on up? Right? Well, it ended up ripping on up, I believe, all right, back up to that 28, 29 cents. So it did pretty good. And it was just one of those, you continue to see the same thing play out. Rip on up, consolidation into the support, rip on up, consolidation into the support, rip on up. Right? Now we're dropping off a little bit lower, but we're starting to pick back up here in pre-market. So what we need to do is really gauge the best level of support based on yesterday's price action, right? So like what is the absolute best area of support that you want to get involved with FSRD? Well, I want to start with the daily and see if any of these daily levels that stand out line up with intraday levels. So the first thing that I see is right around yesterday's close, and then that low of day here on October 27th. So we came down and bounced, and then we had that massive gap down. And it was right around yesterday's close as well. So I would say maybe like 26 cents is a decent little level, right? We actually broke 26 cents this morning and came down for a retest. So 26 cents is a pretty decent level of support here. But if we do start to crack below that 26-cent level, we could see this back down. I mean, honestly, those pre-market lows. I was going to say yesterday's pre-market high and yesterday's little low here, but I would actually bring you back down to 19 cents. And the reason for that, it was the gap down spiking high. That gap down high a day was at 19 cents. So I would say if you crack below 26 cents, you're coming down to 19 cents. But if you can hold above 26 cents, you have room back up to 35 and then 40 cents today. So look for good price action. Look for a good reason to get involved at or near one of these great support levels. Build a plan, get involved, and let's see if we have buyers return, move on back in for that next leg on up. Again, 26-cent support at this point in time. You crack below that level, you have potential to fall back down towards around 19 cents. Current resistance is at 35.71 with top resistance today. If we do break out and we do break those pre-market highs, your top target, your main level of resistance here is going to be 41 cents. All right. So that's really all we have right now at this point in time. FSRD for small caps. SNAL is definitely the number one, followed by VS above 350. All right. Did we ever hit target on ES? I took my profits quick on ES. But did we hit target? You got about a point away. So just seeing all that price action, I told you guys I'm out. There's just too much resistance here, right? Got it for the break of the downtrend. Stops nice and tight. Looking for a really nice target here of 39.86, but we just had way too much resistance. So I went ahead and locked in those profits quick. What'd we make this morning on futures? 165, right? So we were able to make $165 on a couple of trades here on the S&P in pre-market. So it was a good start to the day. Couple good opportunities on ES, and we were able to lock in a couple bucks. So not too shabby. Now we're going to transition over to options for the day, right? So right now I'm pretty much break even on the day, right? VS down 132, 165 there on the MES. Couple trades there, pretty much break even. Not a bad way to start the day. And the whole theme is just rinse and repeat, guys, right? If I could do that consistently until I have my big winner, that's all that matters. Get into a trade, looks great. Oh, don't like the price action, too much selling pressure, out. Between a couple trades, make 165. Get into VS, right? All right, I'm in it, looks good. Oh, I don't like it anymore, I'm out, small paper cut. And I just have that mindset and I have that approach. Take the best of the best setups that I see. Get in. If I don't like it, and it's not really moving exactly the way I want it to move, I get out, keep it small, right? I got in like literally at 450. And I got out at like 442. Imagine me holding this just a little bit longer. One more candle. Boom. I'm down $500. No. Cut it quick. Get out. Walk away. You don't like the trade. It's not doing what you want. Get out. I lost 132. Small paper cut. ES. I know there are different types of trades here, but I'm just going to try and keep it simple. Like the trade. I want to get in. Looks fantastic. We're in. Okay. Target's getting close. Target's getting close. Target's getting... Man, a lot of selling. A lot of selling. A lot of selling. I don't think target's getting hit. I don't really like the trade anymore. Right? It's taken a little bit longer than I expected. Let me just go ahead and take my profits. All right, cool. You're break even. 50% win rate, you're break even. If you just rinse and repeat that same attitude, that same mindset, the same approach, and just rinse and repeat, eventually one of these trades are going to work out the way you expect, and that's going to be your $500 trade, your $1,000 trade. And guess what? You're done. You're not making big profits when you don't like the stock. You're not taking big losses when you know you should get out. You're just doing the right thing, right? You're trading. Okay? You have the right mindset, the right attitude, the right approach. Rinse and repeat. That's it. Rinse and repeat until, boom, you're in, you hit target. It exceeds your target. You got a runner on the table, and you're like, man, that was a great trade, and now you're done for the day. You've hit your goal. You'll walk away, right? The small bases add up. Being able to get out of a trade for a small loss and take a winner for a small profit, example ES, especially when you don't like it anymore. Hey, If you just do that, you're eventually going to hit that one trade that really works for you. And you're always keeping those losses nice and small. And you're always taking small profits, maybe on trades that aren't really working in your favor the way you expected, but one will. Eventually, you'll get that one trade where it exceeds your expectations. It really goes with you, and you make even more than what you were expecting, but you come into it with a great mindset of keep the loss nice and tight. All right. I know I get a little off topic there, but again, that could be a mindset that you have. That can be your flow, your state of flow in the market, and how you just operate and how you trade. And that may work really good for you. You're okay with, in and out quick, small winner, small loser, small winner, small loser, paper cut, small win, paper cut, small win, scalp in the market until you get your nice big winner. And dude, you're done for the day. That may be the way you like to trade. So again, want to make sure I try and hit on every style of trading until one resonates with you. And then once it resonates with you, we can really dial that in and perfect it for you to see the most amount of success. All right. But anyway, back on topic. All right. A little off topic there, back on topic. I mean, I think everything has a topic when we discuss it, but has nothing to do with pre-market stock selection, does it? No, it doesn't. So let's take a look at the SPY today. All right. What do we got going on with the SPY? Right now, I'm a little 50-50 with it. Yesterday, I was feeling pretty darn confident with that accumulation zone for a retest, right? Really basing a trade on that zone. And then it was just zone after zone after zone. It was pretty easy. Right now, I'm not really able to base a lot here on the SPY and pre-market. I'm a little 50-50, right? Run a trend line. We cracked the trend line, right? So we're technically below the trend line. We're technically, bearish right now at this point in time. If you just look left and you look at your next level of support, it's going to be back down towards around yesterday's resistance. Look at all that resistance yesterday, right around 391.95. Old resistance, new support. Go ahead and mark up those post-market lows. Look at all of that support. You come down, bounce, 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 pop, right? Come back down, bounce, 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 pop. So that's at 394.45. So I would just kind of sit back and watch these two levels. If you come down to 394.45-ish, right around that area, and you see good price action, you want to play calls. Right? You want to play calls back up to 396. And if we continue to follow through, 398 and then 400 today on the SPY. Right? Your long entry, in my opinion, right at the start of the day, is really going to be based around what happens at or near this 394.45. Okay? If you hold above it, good price action, you want to go long off that level and risk below it, right? And let's see if the markets can move back up to 396, right? 398. Break over pre-market high, then 400, right? And have those targets and build a plan around those targets if you want to leave a runner today. But let's say we come down to 394.45 and that price action is horrendous and we crack below it. All right, let's say we come on down. I mean, we are technically bearish below the trend line, so we have one bearish indication. We are bearish under this trend line. We do have all of this divergence on the higher time frame. Like, look at all this move higher, but look at that momentum really dying on off. Stocks making higher highs, momentum, lower highs. Look at all that divergence with a crack of the trend line. You're starting to see a lot of bearishness, but it's too early to get short at this point in time. I would really base a short position if we crack below 394.45, right? So you could literally jump in right as it's cracking if you want, but I like to wait for a crack. I like to wait for a retest, right? See that there is a lot of selling pressure. Look at that selling price action. We see it. That's a good level to risk off of. And then we get that leg down. I would rather see a crack, come back up for a retest, and then place my short entries. And where would we look to take that trade to? We would look to take it all the way down, ideally as our main target, right off that prior level of resistance before we broke out, right around 391.96. Now, you can look at some of these areas of consolidation as zones, right? Like maybe you come down into this little hiccup candle, this zone of consolidation, right around 393.50, right? Maybe you want to piece out a little bit there and take some profits. Down here in this zone at 392.80, right? Just look left. But you see major area of support, and all this room in between. You may bounce a little bit here and there, and you may want to scale out along the drop, but you really have a lot of potential to crack that level and really dump on down to that 391.96. But it really comes down to, what are we going to do right here at 394.45? If we got good price action above that level, you don't want to play puts. You want to look to play calls, as you would expect the market to move higher to 396, 398, and then 400. Again, come down, bad price action, crack below it, look for a retest, boom. Look for your puts, look for your short entry, and then ride that sucker down to 392 and take profits along the way. Why would we be more leaning to the bearish side and the put side versus calls and long? Why? All the divergence that we see, that is a sign of bearishness, right? That we're due to start reversing and pulling back. And we've already gotten the confirmation, which was a crack of our trend line. And we have one big head and shoulders formation as well, right? Not as easy to see, but you have that right shoulder, head, left shoulder formation. Also happens to be a crack of the trend line, right? All that divergence you see here. So it's very possible that we crack that 394.45 and just dump on down to 392. And if that happens, have a plan built. I can make $2.50 to the downside. That's going to be the delta times 2.5. So I know what my reward would be based on the contract and the amount of contracts. How much can I risk? I would risk $1. So I'm going to risk X amount per contract based on that dollar risk on the SPY and based on what my delta is. You can already have a plan built right now. You could be good to go. Right? 392 strike, 30. You could already be good to go. How many contracts, what your risk is going to be, what your target is, how you plan on scaling out. You could already have your game plan in place. And you should have your game plan in place. I'm here to help you build those plans and get you set. So build those plans, right? Have an idea, have a plan built. If we come down and have good price action and start to bounce off 394.45, have a plan. Have a plan if we come on down, crack and retest. Have a plan. What do you want to do? Okay? Because once you have a plan and you're prepared, what do you have to do? Just react. That's it. You're not predicting anything. You just react. So keep that level on watch. All right? That's going to be your key level to base your trade off of. All right? Other than that, we always watch the cues as well. But I really think it's smart to just, why not watch the SPY? Right? The SPY is getting really, really darn close for a really good trade. It's the same thing with the cues. Now look at those post-market lows on the cues. So same idea, same approach, different prices. 282.49 is that support level on the cues. And the cues are actually starting to crack just a little bit. We're actually right at that level here with about 2 minutes until the market opens. If we crack that level, where do we come down to? Yesterday's consolidation zone before that big breakout, right around 279.87. So about $2.50 to the downside. Okay, where can it go? 284. 286, 288. So very, very similar idea and preparation and game plan here with the cues as we have with the SPY. But what I would say, just kind of watch the cues off to the side. And if the cues really start cracking and retesting that level, you know that the SPY is most likely going to crack and retest that level as well. And you could be all set ready to rock and roll there on the SPY. Completely up to you though. SPY cues, I think that's our main focus right at the start of the day. Because I think within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, we're going to see that opportunity present itself, and we may have a trade right out of the gate. If not, and we're not seeing what we want to see, we'll go look at Tesla. We'll go look at Airbnb. We'll go look at Microsoft. We'll go look at one of these individual plays and see where the opportunity is. But I think there's killer opportunity right at 9:30, especially with the SPY and the cues. And that's where I want to put my focus right at the start of the day, guys. All right? Yeah, SNAL is on watch for sure. That was a trade that we were talking about down here around 350 this morning off that trend line. Is also the close of yesterday. Yeah, that 394. I said 45. Yeah, and you're pretty darn close to the close of yesterday as well. Absolutely. So, I mean, that's how I would approach the day, right? That's how I would approach the day. If you have any questions, let me know. But right now, we are all set, ready to rock. We got less than a minute to go. Let's have fun. Let's make today an amazing day, and let's crush it, guys. You guys ready? Because I'm ready. YouTubers, again, Good morning, right? Make sure you subscribe, like the stream, share it on your social pages if you have friends, family, people that would appreciate what we do every single morning to help get you guys prepared. We would appreciate that. It would help us out a lot, and we thank you for the support. All right, but John, Ziggy, Michael, enjoy your day. We're going to go ahead and drop the stream. You guys are all set. You're prepared. Be smart. Trade safe. But now it's time to work with the team. All right, enjoy your Friday. I'll see you guys back here Money Monday. All right, we are open. We are live. Now it's time to execute. Make it happen, baby. I'm excited for today, guys. Let's end the week strong. All right, so I know we got some traders, all eyes over on SPY Qs in large caps. If you see anything that's really presenting itself, bring it to my attention. We'll shift our focus. Right now, my focus is on some of these small cap plays for our small cap traders until we see the opportunity with SPY Qs, Amazon, whatever the case is. So if you see something, make sure you give that alert. Give me that heads up. I want to make sure that we're on top of everything and that the team is on top of it as well. So again, I'm just flipping between these three. VS, looking to see if anything presents itself. FSRD, looking to see if anything presents itself. I'm just flipping between these three plays here. And before I forget, let me switch this over to the sim account, because I don't want to accidentally hit a button. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to throw it on the sim account just in case. And we'll throw that back down. Cool. Last thing you want to do is have a trade open that you don't know about. Because something happened in the background. Maybe you hit a hotkey with that window active. I don't know. It's not worth it. No boo-boos today. No boo-boos. Ooh, man. Tell you what, guys. I need to get these allergies under control. I go to the doctor today and say, I need some prescription grade allergy medication, because I tell you what, it is brutal. Amazon to the upside. Here comes the SPY. There's the Qs. Qs are already getting that drop on down. Crack and retest, guys. Crack and retest. Our trade may be here on the Qs. So I'm going to go ahead and throw up. What was that level at? I know yesterday's close was like at 282.75. I'm kind of looking right here a little bit lower. Right underneath all that support, 282.50, 282.50. Yeah, cracking, dropping on off. Let's look for a retest. So we got our crack. Now we just need to see a retest. So the retest is either going to be 282.50 or 283. 282.40. So the retest is going to be 282.40, or it's going to come all the way back up for a retest. I'm going to say yesterday's close. I was going with yesterday's high a day. I'm going to prefer yesterday's close, maybe around 282.76. I mean, there's three areas, right? 282.40 is a good crack and retest area. 282.76, yesterday's close. And then yesterday's high a day. That's a great retest area as well. So give yourself a zone. Give yourself a little bit of a window for that crack, for that retest, to make those entries. All right. I'm personally waiting on the SPY. That's it. I'm waiting for the SPY here. I think we start bouncing back up a little bit. I mean, I want to see it crack on down, but you have some clear divergence. I don't know how valid this is coming from pre-market to intraday, But, I mean, look at your divergence you have on the 1 minute, right? I don't really put that much emphasis on, like, lower time frame divergences, but it's worth watching. And our target's 392, so we would go with like a 392 put contract. Yeah, I would say a 392 put. But we're not in yet. We really want to see that crack and retest. But I would say since we have a 392 target, I would just go with a 392 put with a 34 delta. And at least you know for every contract you have, every point that the SPY moves against you, you're risking $34 a contract. You know what your risk reward's going to be. That downtrend breaks, it's going to shoot on up. If that downtrend holds the stock down, we could definitely dump on off here, guys. Let's see. We're sitting right at support with that downtrend. Downtrend breaks, you'll see a nice, probably rip to that VWAP. Wouldn't surprise me. Or we see this downtrend continue to hold it on down as resistance, and we get that nice big flush and that nice big dump. And we start to see this fade and fall, ideally back down to that 392. So if you guys are in this for any reason, I know a lot of you are playing the downtrends now and cracks of support. If anybody's in this for any reason, I would throw a stop at like 395. That's how I would do it, because that would be breaking that downtrend back above this support level that should turn resistance. So if it ever pushes above 395, I would be exiting that because it probably will squeeze on up. That price action, though, that price action looks decent. So there's a short-term crack and retest. It's a riskier one. It for sure is a riskier crack and retest. But again, as long as it's below that downtrend and it doesn't break above the downtrend, it has potential to get that next leg on down, that next little drop. How's this candle going to close on out? I have my finger on the trigger just in case. But I want to see how this candle closes on out. There's a break back above. Definitely can see a reversal starting to happen here, guys. Right? Tracking support. Back above support. Breaking the downtrend. We definitely start to see this move on up now a little bit for sure. Resistance, VWAP. There's your VS at 350, guys. VS at 350. Looking pretty good. That's the level you wanted to see hold on up. SNAL. I want to see this back down towards around this trend line. The trend line puts you right around $3.50. Thinking we might have a little reversal if we hold this level on up. I mean, it's a very, very short-term reversal, right? But if you do hold that level on up here, if we have a strong close above, it could have been a little bit of this reversal formation, but we are starting to crack on down a little bit lower here at this point in time. So I'm just waiting for an entry. We're about 10 minutes into the day. We are below yesterday's high. So I was looking at yesterday's close being the crack and retest, which we technically broke above that and the downtrend, looking like it wanted to start pushing on up just a smidge. But the crack and retest was actually at yesterday's high day of 395, which is great. We're starting to see the crack on down. We're seeing the retest. We're seeing momentum die on off. It looks very weak. The next short-term bounce on up we get, I definitely want to be looking to place our short entries down to 392. I definitely don't think the trade's late. I don't think it's too late for the trade. Ideally, being in at 395 is fantastic, right? But if we can get a little bit of a bounce on up, I am still more than happy to jump into this trade as I see great potential. Run a downtrend off your high a day to this high right here. Okay, so you got your high a day, your lower high, short-term bounce on up into the downtrend. I am taking put contracts, looking for the rejection. Going to take a couple of them very quickly off the table for a quick profit, and then hold the rest to see if we follow through and dump on down that 392 level. So yeah, right now it is. I was having issues with the audio and stuff, but I was able to get the zoom up. But from like the audio coming in and the audio coming out and what's being pumped inside a chat, there was an issue from a stream I listened to on Wednesday, and it was all jacked up. And I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So for now, I guess feel free to converse with Corey, and everybody can hear you. But when I open the mic up and I start talking with you guys on Zoom, that's when it causes issues. So I got to keep my mic closed on Zoom, but I can pump your conversation into the chat room. So you just can't talk to me unless everybody wants to get that crazy reverb echo that we were dealing with on Wednesday. It was pretty harsh. Ooh, VS, massive rug pull there. Absolutely disgusting. Like, it's really tempted to jump in here, but I want to see it at the trend line or as close to it as possible because I could put my stop over 395. So I like the trade. So we're going to be going with a 3-day expiration on the SPY just because Fidelity, I'm pretty sure they don't let you trade a 0 DTE contracts. But we're going to go with a SPY puts. I'm going to go 3 days out. And we're probably looking at I'm going to go with either a 390 or a 392 if we can get that entry, but it's just not getting back up to that trend line right now. It was very tempting because all of those upper shadows, and it's really grinding that 9 EMA to the downside, but I just feel like it's a chase at 394 when the trend line's at 394.50 with a 395 stop. So if I just being patient, I can have a risk of 50 cents versus $1, and I don't feel like I'm chasing it. So I'm still not in, still waiting. And I'll probably go with a 392 strike. 3 days out. Right now, they're about 220 a piece. And it has a 38 delta. That means we'll lose about $20 a contract if we get that ideal trade, risking 50 cents. $20 a contract, 10 contracts, $200. We get our full, we're looking for about a $2 drop on down, 80 to 800. So risk 200 to make potentially 800 on that idea and that trade. I like it. I like the risk reward for sure. But again, we got to wait for that entry to present itself, which is off the downtrends. And we need to have some good confirmation as well. You know, some good price action would be a plus. Maybe I start with a few contracts here. Maybe I start with a couple contracts. Maybe we'll go with, you know, say 5 contracts. I'm not in right now because I don't even have the order typed on up. We're going to buy to open 5 market. And at least I have an order typed up now, but I'm not in because we're breaking. Yep, I'm not in right now. Nope. Right through that downtrend. So no entries. Still being patient, looking for a killer trade. Oh, the spy wants to go to moon. Okay. Go to moon, spy.